Well, it's morning time again. Well, I needed to make a vlog now if I can, if I wanted to deliver the line of, I've been at this 365 days and this morning, gladiator style. I like that line in Gladiator. He's like, he knew exactly how many days he had been away. When's the last time you saw home, Maximus? Like, I forget what it was. It was a bunch. 972 days and this morning's So, I'm trying to be quiet because the neighbors in the morning, any time when you're walking around talking to yourself. But, it reminds me I need to get an earpiece where I can pretend like I'm on the phone. Oh, yeah, no, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Yeah. 365 days and this morning. All of the year before that, I didn't get out of bed much, severe pain and depression and all kinds of stuff, and and I retired from music. I didn't touch an instrument for about a year and some time. And then a lot of stuff. I love music and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff there. That's one of my favorite sayings. It kind of denotes there's a whole big history with this without having to go into it. I like that. But what can I say? What have I learned? I'm almost a completely different person, I used to make a lot of money at doing this stuff, producing music and running a recording studio and stuff, and so I had kind of an attitude about it, and it's a lot of work. I've done hundreds of songs and music videos and stuff in the last year, and at least 100 that came out. I haven't even counted them all. You can do a Google search by Eric Clayton Hurd and the word cover and find a list of the stuff that I put on my personal site of only songs, Eric Clayton Hurd cover, and then you can search for Billy Bob Kickarilla Cash Jr. and get a whole other list of stuff that I've done, all in 1 year. It was April 3rd of last year. I just thought, well, this is a lot of work and it's a drag, and I know what it entails, both the audio and video. But it was the kind of thing I thought, well, I'm still in a lot of pain even right now. I take tons of over-the-counter pain relievers. But I thought, well, sort of like this, it's like I have some severe health conditions. It's not, I don't even, who knows how long a person's going to live, but sort of using that way of thinking, you can sort of go, well, we're all dying the day we're damn born, so I started growing a beard like a few months in. Never seen that one before. Gotta shoot him. But it's cloudy and a little rainy. I started growing a beard a few months in, and I don't know why exactly, but it seems to work. Fits me. It's cheaper than razor blades too. But we're all dying the day we're born, and I just thought, just if I can just tolerate the pain and do and work every waking hour to sort of to put my life's work where it's not about money and it's not about getting laid, anymore. Neither has happened because of this, but and I'm good with that, This really is about doing the absolute best work that I can do. And also, every day it's like if I can just make it through the day, like that old cliche, one day at a time and all that stupid stuff. But, I mean, really, each day contains enough evil sufficient thereof. So I thought, well, if I can just get through the first day, and I just decided to give myself a job again, doing what I loved, and in this, in these circumstances, living like this, it's like it's hardcore. This is like camping out. It's like living in a shed somewhere. The Chinese, I was saying, it's hard to be a pond when you were once an ocean, and it's hard to be a pond when you were once an ocean. So, I just figured if I can one day at a time get through it. I don't know what tomorrow will bring anytime, but I've always had a certain stick-to-itiveness with everything, and a crazy stick-to-itiveness. It's a 2-year project, and I'll never quit doing this. Recording, making the best sounding recordings I can and putting them on the internet. I'll probably hope we'll start doing my originals sometime soon. Man, I've grown so much as a person and a producer, and a lot of stuff. I mean, anymore, my ultimate insult to somebody on right, move right into the negative, is hate. As far as haters and stuff like that, my ultimate insult, I'm not even going to say anything except my ultimate insult to a video is to not even bother to give it a thumbs down. It's so bad. I don't give them thumbs down anyway, but I mean, I don't mess with it. But it's the kind of thing where, I've learned that you have to, and I've known this, but boy, it's been driven home. You really have to be one-dimensional and focused in a way in that arena of getting stuff done and not let anything interfere, not listen to anyone around you, just keep trudging ahead and just going like, okay, great, whatever, learn to just go when somebody says something negative or screwed up or just wrong, and while considering the input, I think it's important to be able to ferret out, like, there is valid criticism and input. You can always get better. So, it's just, I think it's a skill to sort of ferret out, like, what's just pure hate and bullshit. You gotta shoot that dog, too. But it's a skill to be able to figure out what is just pure hate and just bullshit, and what's legitimate, and sort of don't let. I get letters every day that say, overwhelming. I mean, it's just like 4,000 or 5,000 thumbs up on my site, the Billy Bob Kid Gorilla Cash Jr. site. My personal site's really just to sort of bounce stuff off. I can take wilder chances. Howdy, partner. And so, my personal site's just to I try to upload only the best, most professional stuff to the Billy Bob site, and my personal site is sort of, if people are interested and they discover the music over there and come over here, that's cool. But I don't. I'll probably see you in this video, like that guy's, looking at me like, what? What is that? What the hell? Talking to himself. But I try to upload only the most professional stuff over there, and usually I'll put it over here because I get to take all kinds of wild chances and not nuisance, like, coming up on 5,000 subscribers with stuff that isn't really top level. But yeah, I've learned to just tune out everything, and you kind of have to have tunnel vision. And I think one of the ways that you can really sort of cut critics off, and I don't get them much. One of the ways you can cut critics off of the past is to be good at your craft, to be technically good, no bad notes, nothing out of time, and you know, oh, that was a like stark, beautiful, bright red bird that just flew by. I'm shooting in black and white. I was gonna go. I hope I caught that, you know. But I mean, he flew like right by. But yeah, you can pretty much that way you can be like, well, you know, and then it becomes a matter of taste, and yeah, accepting criticism uh, is a part of the skill of the music industry, being an artist and a musician. But having the inner sort of chutzpah, if you will, to use an ethnic word, to sort of understand that, all right, that may be valid. The next one will be better. Whatever. Um, whatever. Because I don't think it's helpful to just have tunnel vision without a certain balance and open-mindedness about things, you know. And but yeah, I don't get really emotionally involved with anything. I mean, you know, usually when I choose the song and when I set the tempo and do certain things on the song, I try to be emotionally engaged. But there's been some that sound very emotional now where I was just delivering it on key, on pitch, with a little inflection here and there that I knew should be there, but I had no feelings about it. And then later on, much like people do onto your person or onto your vlog even, people project all kinds of feelings onto things, you know. So they kind of come supplied with the feeling. You want to play with feeling, but experience can teach you how to do that sort of without overdoing it. But I don't get really emotionally involved with the making stuff and being all attached to it and uploading it. That's why I upload over here a lot. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain this is awesome or this came out great, you know. Something did that I did when they do, not everything. And laughing at yourself is cool too. It's good. It's a good skill. It's only music. But yeah, I mean, I don't pay any attention. I don't get emotionally involved. I get tons of letters, like Joe Walsh. You know, people write me letters and tell me I'm great every day. You know, crazy, great words. You know, they use just insane words like brilliant, genius, wonderful, amazing, and occasionally one that's like you are a complete, you know, just worst stuff you can imagine. I don't pay attention to either. It's like, meh. I'm professional. So what? A lot of great people on YouTube. I can always get better. And then when they say that I'm a complete, you know, I should commit suicide or something, my thinking is, well, that's not right either. You know, you're just a moron hating. So, you know, and it's human nature. I've really learned so much from YouTube. But, you know, and I feel like I've met a few people, I have a few friends, whether I don't think I'll ever, you know, it sounds dark or whatever. There's a good chance I will never live to leave this little patch of ground, you know. I'm good with that, you know. But for me, it's all about how good of a job can I do on the songs that I've loved my whole life and leave those as a legacy for my kids who I don't know and the people around me. And it's not like, oh, they never said I could and I did. It's not like that, really. It's like, it's more of like, who cares about all that emotional stuff? It's just more about, let me see what I can do with this stuff, with the chord chart, the lyrics, and a computer and a lifetime of experience and practice. And I'm really proud of the body of work I've left. You can find it by searching by Eric Clayton Hurd, just the word cover, you know, or cover, because every song on this site will say, you know, Eric Clayton Hurd name, such and such song cover. So if you just search by Eric Clayton Hurd cover, those will only be songs and not vlogs. And then the other one's Billy Bob Kickarilla Cash Jr. will bring you up only songs. And kind of see, it's an impressive body of work just in the sheer number, much less that some of them are actually good, you know. But I've learned to you know, Going off alone was just, it was sort of accidental, and I'm not well, and I'm in a lot of pain, so it's now that sounded like, oh, that's a crow. I thought it was a duck. That sounded like Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. But a lot of stuff about being alone. You're not constantly interrupted and distracted, and all of those kind of things. So it's, that's been an important factor to sort of, and not have to listen to sort of obvious input from other people over and over again. That's sort of whatever. And the other thing is, nobody else is going to be as motivated. I've said before, it's like, um, you know, I'll probably look at this and have like some big thing hanging out of my nose the whole time. But I've said before, everybody has their own motivations, and that's really so true. And nobody else's motivation is to you know uh, make excellent just audiophile recordings of great songs and bring something to them artistically for the rest of their life. Nobody is going to support me or help me with that, and so far anyway. I mean, some people are catching on. Um, so that's really neat. I'm glad anybody follows me, but my thinking is, and it's just obvious stuff. So much of life is common sense, and I forgot to. In January, it was another year marker of being off of narcotics, and I forgot to mention that. Oh, Billy's site hit 100,000 uh, like a week or so ago. I didn't mention that milestone. So things are happening, and that's neat. But as far as motivation, you know, the level of commitment and motivation I have, everybody, and that's the way it's okay. It's the way it should be. It's only right. Everybody has their own motivation, uh, you know, but nobody is going to be as motivated and to do this as I am. So when you have other people around you in close proximity, it's not their motivation, and probably shouldn't be, to do what I'm doing, with my life. And so they sort of end up accidentally sabotaging you because your goals are different. So being away from everybody, living alone, has been, I'm tired and I'm forgetful, but it's brought so much amazing stuff to this experience. And there's a lot of stuff there. It's this is the end of an entire, the first year, and the goal is to make a well, the goal, and goals are always being refined and uh, sharpened and made. You want to reach your initial goal. My goal was to expose 1 million people to my music, and also to make a short film about my life, and then present that, uh, to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, where I designed the theater on Wilshire, where, a, a friend of mine still manages the damn business end of stuff. Thankfully, she's not involved with the artistic end. So I know the ropes to do this, and also for years I got to see all the films. So I'm sure that I can at least make something that's worthy of them taking a look at. And who knows what could happen with that. It's not a feature, it's just a short film about my life and what I've been through, and what it is to fall ill and fall down, what it is to fall down, um, because you really sort of only have yourself to. You'll decide to get back up or not, and either way is probably valid. So for me, I just, really, I'd quit music for at least a year before this, and I really didn't get out of bed the year before this. Or, all I would do is lay in bed, not even watching TV. Severe depression, and a few years off of morphine, and it took, heavy narcotic use, so it took a few years for my body to balance out, and that caused severe depression and problems, and then the pain and cancer and heart problems and stuff had stacked up on me. So I decided, kind of like, I'm not gonna get out of bed ever again. You know, like a friend of mine once said, I can't wait. What was it? I like it. It was a heck of a beard I got going on too, isn't it? Um, what was it? Crazy beard mix. How do you say? He said, I can't wait to get off of this. Oh, I can't wait to get out of this zoot suit, his body, and off this piece of shit rock, but not today. I like that. So, 365 days, and this morning, I'm not really good at sort of birthdays or holidays or marking milestones with stuff. Milestones in your life. But I'm starting to get some people are beginning to notice me, and some ways in a big way, and it's picking up steam on its own without me trying. So, I'd just say I'm not sure that anybody who wants to do any of this stuff, music, or I guess we all want to do life, is if you do art or you do any of this stuff, what I would say is just doing it. Somebody sent me a thing that Andy Warhol wrote, who I like all artists. I'm not crazy about him especially, or I like all paintings and stuff, not especially crazy about painters, but some you love, but what it said was, Andy Warhol said was, while other people are discussing it or complaining about it or talking about it or criticizing, just make more art. And, by the sheer brunt of doing this every day, if you do that, you're just going through the footwork. So many years I didn't even get started. And if you never get started, you'll never finish. So, just doing it. And setting aside the time to do it and being dedicated enough to do it. And one woman who basically the day I started was going to had all kinds of problems, alcoholism, depression, in Australia. She was going to use music as therapy to help herself and record. She has a nice voice and plays guitar. And she was going to use it as therapy to record a bunch of songs and put a body of work on the internet. Well, but the first step was to fix her computer. So she never got that done. She never recorded a single song, but she allowed herself to get sidetracked, and she never did it. She didn't do it. So, and then finally I saw a video a few months ago. She was actually on an anti-alcohol pill called Antabuse, and she made a video at Christmas time. She's like, I'm drunk on YouTube, and it's like, you just by simply, I looked at it like, if the computer doesn't work so you can't record your songs, but your goal is to record songs, then your job is to fix that damn computer. Same with me. When I started, my computer was in pieces on the floor. I had to order parts this time last year and put all this together and make one thing lead to another where I could get some stuff done, make some recordings, and really dedicate myself to the task of it. So, another FWIW vlog, for what it's worth. But, those songs and videos I made and stuff will be permanently available on YouTube, and no matter how much small-minded hate there is, and it sounds terrible to say, obviously some of the haters are, whether they're my haters, I don't really have any, but when they come around occasionally, are caused by jealousy, whether it's just bullshit. I've learned to just realize, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm focused on, and there's just a whole bunch of other bullshit over there that is pretty much meaningless. And those are things I knew, but it's been reintroduced to me. Bugs are out here already. So, 365 days in this morning to continue on indefinitely. I just know something good has to come from it, you know. And if not, it just will.